Are you planning to buy Sony a5000 for video blogging? If you buy, you want to see this video. Hello there and welcome to my reaction channel. My name is Kepa and today we are continuing my journey as a video tuber. So this is my second episode of my YouTuber log or diary, and we are going to focus on the Sony a5000 camera. Before I focus to the Sony, I like to share some background information. So I started this journey as a YouTuber about 5 weeks ago. At the first I had a pretty cheap webcam, which was the copy of the Logitech 900 series, 920 or something, copy of that, which was way better than the webcams what are in the laptops. But still the picture quality was bad, it was noisy and overexposed and so on. I hated it a lot. So my next thing was that I'm going to buy better webcam, and I did. I spent about 90 euros for the Anker 300 series, and it was insanely good webcam. In that purpose, it worked just fine, but it didn't offer any kind of options to me to control the different kind of nuances of the pictures, and most of all I didn't get the possibilities to adjust the manual focus or isoparametrics or something like that, exposure to the sensor and so on. It was just plug and play kind of deal, and so it didn't work for me. I returned it to the shop and I started finding the next option or solution, and I find a lot of videos at the YouTube where many contributors and YouTubers were saying that the digital SLRs are best solution for this whole thing, and many of those recommended that the Sony a5000 is the best budget solution. Well, I made my mind, I'm going to buy Sony a5000. I didn't find it right away, at least cheap what I was looking for. My price limit was 200 euros, or less 200, and I didn't find it right away. While I was looking for, I tried another solution, and it was using the cell phone. And I had one cell phone which was not in use at all. It was OnePlus. It's a decent cell phone, not the best one what I have. So I put this on use. I downloaded one software, what was the trial on the software which connects this to my PC, and it worked pretty well. In matter of fact, I was a little bit amazed how good the quality was at the picture, and it gave me the possibilities to adjust those manual focused kind of things, and isoparametrics and so on. And even the software gives me the possibility to very high quality blur effect on the background. I recorded my first reaction video, what was the Metallica live show at Moscow with the Render Segment with this, and it worked just fine. And when I was trying to do the second one, I noticed that this starts to lag a lot. The software, or this, I don't know, this cell phone itself heated a lot, and right away it starts to lag a lot. And it was basically unusable though, that material. At that point, I found it. Sony a5000 what was on my price range, 170 euros. I bought that, and I was so excited because I have now the solution to this whole thing. I went to the Sony pages where I can find the software I can connect camera and the PC together, and it was painful. I mean, really painful. Every time when I try to find something downloadable support for the a5000, pages give me some kind of error page for Cloud Creators Cloud, which is supposed to be Sony's support channel. First thing what I tried was that I go to Sony side, and there's a support, and there's on the search bar I put the a5000. I found it, and there I can find the software what I was looking for, which was this imaging desktop. And every freaking time it gives this error page. I try to go this Creators Cloud own pages straight away there, always the same thing. I don't know why, and I started to get very frustrated on this whole thing. Even when I go straight from the Google to that page, it gives me that 404 error page. At that point, I call it to the Sony support, and they just say that no, it's not possible, that it works just fine. And so I thank it for the Sony support and said that thank you for help, but I'm still in trouble. And finally I get the page by manipulating the URL address. It was a little bit surprising for me that I reached the correct dates by trying something like that. And there I get the possibilities to download the image in Edge Studio. I finally got downloaded the correct software. I started to be very happy because finally I get the software, and now I can start to do my videos. When I connected Sony to my computer, computers noticed that there is new gadget on the computer, and it recognized the Sony correct way. And right away when I was connecting the USB, my Sony was starting to search connection or synchronizing the connection, and the remote software was looking for my camera for a while until it says that cannot find it. After that there's this screen what shows that select your camera and obviously continue the whole thing. But my Sony software didn't find the camera at all. I tried again. I switch off my Sony, switch on it again, and again I put my computer. I did everything, but still the computer itself noticed the Sony and finds it that there is this gadget is connected, but the Sony software didn't find it at all. I was starting to lose my nerves for this whole thing. This is way too hard. I call it again for the support, and the guy on the support, Sony support, says the same thing again. I didn't get any help on there. I just thank it again, the support guy from Sony, and try to do the things on my own. I started to search different kind of forums and people who had the same kind of problem, and there was a lot of people who are struggling the same thing what I was struggling. And the only solution what I found was working on some people was that they clean up the whole computer. They basically install the whole operation system again from a fresh start, and then they managed to find the Sony camera at the Sony profile. That's something what I haven't done, and I'm not going to do. If I'm comparing to the cheap Chinese companies what nobody knows, they still have some kind of support web pages which are working like that. It doesn't give any kind of error pages or something, but not the Sony. This is so disappointing for me when I think about Sony. Well, the situation was that I have a expensive camera, used camera, and I didn't get to work it, and I didn't get help from Sony's support. I was tried different kind of cables. I tried that Sony's own cable, it doesn't work. I had also 2 other cables I ordered, or I bought well-known brand cable, which is for data transferring cable, and it wasn't cheap, and the same outcome, it doesn't work. So I have tried the 4 cables, USB cables, and it doesn't work. I have gone many times the setups on the camera, and all are correct way, what they should be, doesn't work. So the next thing what I tried was the Sony Image Ed webcam software. So Sony is offering this webcam software too, where I can plug my Sony the computer with this webcam software. It's supposed to be and work via USB cable. I downloaded it. It was much more easier to find at this point, while I was struggling a lot to find the correct place to download anything from Sony. And I installed it. I tried it. I opened my OBS software, and my Sony is on. I supposed to find at OBS the camera, and my OBS didn't recognize any Sony cameras, and it gives only this statistic pages where it's trying to connect or something like that. So that doesn't work either. And at that point I was starting to think, holy F, that I have to sell this camera away, because this doesn't work at all. But there was the third one, and it was using the video output from the camera straight to the computer. That's the one what I try to do next, and obviously that's the one which works, because that's the way how this picture is coming right now. In that solution, the Sony is outputting the live picture from the HDMI, and it requires input from the computer, which I did not have. So I have to buy a graphic card for that one. So basically it turns that HDMI input to the USB, and I bought that. It was cheap. It cost less than 10 euros. And same time I bought high quality cable. It just started to work like that. It was plug and play, and at that point I was a little bit happy, because now I can see that this finally can work, this whole thing. In matter of fact, it worked like a charm in many ways. After I plugged it, the camera, the computer with that graphic card or adapter, the OBS find it right away, and it presents this live picture from the camera. So all the things what the camera screen is showing is going to transfer to the PC. Luckily, the camera offers the possibilities to hide those, almost everyone, not all one. I still have some values what are on the bottom of the screen, but I have been moving the screen at the OBS a little bit downward, so they are not showing. But yeah, and that way I managed to let this whole thing work. I'm finally getting that output what I was looking for though. So I have a little bit blurry background, and it's focusing right here. But summarizing the whole thing, to me this has been pretty painful, and it has been I have been wasted so much time for this. The things what I thought that they're going to work just like that, but they haven't. Just for those Sony support pages, the amount of hours what I have been spending to find the pages where I can download something, it was a huge amount of hours and frustration. And yeah, I mean, Sony, try. Even I don't know what's wrong with you, but that's something that you have to fix it. And well, after that, when I finally get the correct and latest version of those software, I install it. It doesn't work. Again, Sony, please, these cheap Chinese brands, and the gadgets on that they worked, but not Sony. I found this comparing sheet from the Sony pages, which shows that I cannot get the live view on that remote software when I'm using a5000. So if I would get the remote work, it wouldn't work the way like I wanted. So again, another disappointment for the Sony, but that's on me because I didn't do my homeworks and figure it out before I buy the camera. But yeah, that's about my experiences of the Sony a5000 in this point. I am happy with it right now. It works pretty well. I can play with the lights. I can play all the bells and whistles which I want to do in my studio, so-called studio. But the road forward in this point wasn't that easy. And so if you are planning to buy used Sony SLR 5000 for this purpose, like I do, so video blogging, I don't say that think again, but maybe there's other options. I don't know, easy options which work. Mine didn't. So I hope that this video was helpful for you if you are planning to do something like I did. And also, if you have already a 5000, you have struggled the same things as I did, and you have some kind of thoughts or solutions for it or tips for it, please leave a comment down there. And also leave the comment what you think about this video. All the feedbacks are welcome for me. And obviously support my channel by subscribing me my channel. It's very important to me. But that's about it for this video, and for now I say bye. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos and don't forget to press like button and share.